like you said, when you start out, most of the time, like really most of the time, you actually get the opposite of validation.
Oh
You'll
yeah,
get
yeah.
any and everybody telling you, "Oh, why are you trying to do that?" Or you are you sure you want to be doing that? And all this other stuff, and it's just like block those people out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't have that circle around you that wants to see you do great things, push you to do great things, is why listen to anything else? If you believe it, why listen to it?
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a brother.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Here with me, as always, the Aaron Mack, and we are back.
Back again. Dirty Trunk Podcast. Back again. Episode 76. What's up? 76. What's up?
Jesus.
All
Getting
right.
real close to 100.
We're getting real close to 100, man. How you feeling about the send off episode, the first studio send off? How we feeling about that? What's up?
Yo, I'm pretty hyped. Like, I mean, I understand we can't do it, like Viking style, push the boat in the water, then, throw a flaming arrow in there, set on fire, because, that's, you got other people living in there, but, yeah, the Viking send-off.
Yo, what? Never heard of that.
Really?
Never heard of that. No, I've seen it, but I've never heard anybody call it that.
Oh, what is it called then?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's called the Viking send-off. I don't know. I mean, I just ain't never heard nobody use that term before.
Oh,
Man, that's hilarious. Damn. All right. I mean, it might be a viable option. It's a low income community, income restricted joint. The police probably ain't gonna care that much, but
Oh man.
Let me stop playing, man. Love this apartment complex. Love the neighbors. Love the neighbors. Love the neighborhood.
Mm.
I'm lying.
That's what I was like.
That was the joke for the day. All right, we gonna let's go ahead and move past that one, man. So, man, how you been, man? How your week been going, bro? What's up? Let me know something.
It's been going pretty good. I did the poll. I did like a poll of like what type of game I should create, like a shooter or fighter.
You realize like you had me confused for a minute.
Oh really?
The jump was like I'm about to create a video. It didn't say video game, so you had me lost.
Stop playing.
Come on, you posted that
really?
joint. You posted that joint on two different outlets, and I was like, he had to notice it by now, right? Now, obvious. Oh damn, my bad.
I don't think I did. Stop playing.
Come on, man.
Yep, it does say video, not
All
video
right, so
game.
for everybody online.
Wow.
Everybody, I just accidentally busted my boy out on national television.
Huh.
Damn. I mean, I would hope you would call me out like that too on if I had a jam up like that too, especially in my books too. Oh man, which actually play into what I wanted to talk about today. I don't know if you had a topic today, or we can bounce around a few things before we actually get into it. But
Okay.
yeah, man. About the poll though. About the poll.
So I was gonna do a fighting game, not a fighting video. But that could be my cop out for the what I'm about to say next. So I kind of pulled a U with it. Kind of got in like way over my head, like not knowing like what goes into a fighting game, and then Herb, who is like, very shout out to Herb Absurdity, checking through those guys out,
Yeah.
He's like really into fighting games, like, so he knows the mechanics, the different type of fighting styles that you usually have in a fighting game,
Right.
different types of fighter game like genres,
Yeah.
like you have like your sumo style fighting games, which is like Smash Bros. You knock them off the board.
Yeah. The beat 'em ups.
Yeah, your 2D fighters where it's like one screen, you just move side to side. Your 3D fighters, omnidirectional and all that. And he was like, there's a lot that goes into that, like frame rates when you have your character when they do a move, like where does the move cut off at,
Right.
where does your button inputs, how does that play in there? So he was telling me all that, and I was like, you know what? I did not think of any of that. You are certainly correct. I might need a little bit more than 2 months to do this. But I didn't get discouraged though. Like I still want to try it, even if I don't succeed. I still want to, like push forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything he was saying was just like, I still want to do it though. Like it was just like hyping me up inside. I was like, I gotta do that too. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be, man. That's how it's supposed to be. Like that's why we always talk about when you plan your goals, plan the goal first before you had to plan everything that comes with it. Because if you just plan everything that comes with the goal first before you even plan the goal, then you gonna talk yourself out of it anyway. So yeah, that's good to hear that you still want to, that you still you still got the plan, even though it's gonna take a little bit of time. That's why I asked you last week, man. What is it that I could do to input in that, man? Yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope. So I appreciate I didn't mean to cut you off. You done? Did you have anything to add on that? Okay. All right. We gotta get our flow better, man. I've been realizing that our conversation flow like we be going at different speeds sometimes, and it's kind of weird. So we need, it's probably something that we need to work on in the near future. I probably could have helped us out a little bit more by saying that off camera, but it's all good though. It's all, we like transparency. That's what we here. We here to do that, right? But yeah. So I appreciate the all the feedback that you guys gave on the book cover.
Oh yeah.
So we do have one selected, and I would love to actually show it, but we don't have a screen share capability. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send this joint to you, Mark, the book cover that we have decided to use, and then we're gonna post that joint. We're gonna do a full cover reveal right now here for the Gem State Siege right here on the Dirty Trump podcast. So let me go ahead and get that, and I'm gonna go ahead and send it to you. We're gonna cut it in right now.
All right.
You got it?
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
So this is that's the cover for the new book, the Gem State Siege, coming out in less than a month right now, Mark. A month right now, Mark. That's what we got. That's what we got right now. It's been some challenges. Thank you to everybody who's helped out along the way with this project, man. It means a lot to us over here at Ascension Media and Ascension Publishing that you guys support me as much as you do, even though y'all, which is strange because people be supporting you and don't tell you they support you. So I'm like, how does that help me? But I mean,
right.
it ain't about being selfish, right? It ain't about being selfish. I appreciate your support, even if it's support from the back. Like, True. I got your back, but I got your back way back there. But it's all good. I appreciate all of the support, all of the love. The book, by all means, the story, bruh. Like, I promise you, man. I feel like with every book that I write, like the story just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And like, I got this whole universe, and I don't even think people understand. Like this universe right here is so immersed that you can get lost in it and forget that it ain't real. Like that, like that's legit.
Come on.
That's legit with the consistency is. Like you can really get lost in this and forget that it's not real. Like there's a lot going on, a lot to be sought after, a lot of information that you gonna be wanting to keep turning that page, man. I
All
promise you.
right.
Like it's some. Oh man. All right. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Cover reveal over. So yeah, we've been having some real world issues with trying to get the house, man. It's just a bunch of clerical stuff that needs to be put into place. That yeah, but everything is good. Everything is on track, man. We less than 10 days away, man. We less
Hey.
than 10 days away from getting the flip out of this apartment, man. Like I am so excited, man. I got like there's so many things going on right now, and like it's easy to just stress out, man. It's easy to
Yeah.
just be like if something like just the slightest thing doesn't go right, like it's easy to just flip that script and just start looking at everything in such a negative light, man. And like that's literally been happening to us, and we just Alyssa and I just been trying to keep reminding ourselves that this is the process. This is the process. Do not let it defeat you, because if you let it defeat you, then that doesn't do good for anybody. So
Right.
yeah, man, it's been a journey, man, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit
That's
of it, man.
that's what's up. That's actually kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like, how do people like react, or how do they like deal with challenges? Like you said, like we both just mentioned how adversity came. We learned something that might have put our goal. Might add on time to that goal.
Yeah.
Instead of getting discouraged, we got hype. We want to still do it. We want to still walk that path, even though it might be a little bit longer than expected. Like we done already started in whatever we want to do. We're not necessarily in the middle, but we're like a good way in, but still close enough to turn back if we wanted to. But we
Yeah.
don't want to do that. But some people do that.
Yeah,
They
man.
get to that point and they just like turn around or whatever, or like they quit.
Yeah, man. Like the thing that people need to remember, man, is like, and I kind of talked about it on the last, or like one of the last episodes, but when we were talking about keep running east, what people need to
Yep.
remember with that is like, like you don't know what the destination is. So you got to pick at some point, what is your version of success? What does your version of
Right.
success look like? You got to ask yourself that question and really define what that means to you. And you can't go off of somebody else's version of success for you. That's the reason why I keep asking everybody around me, like, what do you want to do? What is your goal? How would you like to proceed with that? Because if I ask you what is it going to take to get there, that ain't something that everybody just got the answer right off bat
Right.
to understand that this is exactly what I need to do to get to that goal. Like you don't know that. You don't know the answer to that because you never been there, so you don't know what it takes. And I like, how many times have I told you about like the person that I am right now is not the person that I'm going to be when I get to where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
Like
A lot.
I don't know what it's going to take to get to that person, but I know if I quit now, then I'll never get to that person. I know that I'm nowhere near where I need to be because I can visualize, I can envision that person in my mind who I think I'm going to be, and I know that I ain't nowhere near that. So people got to remember the 3 feet from goal theory, man. Like like you think about it. Two men burrowing underground. They got shovels in hand. They got the little headlight joint that they strap on their full head or whatever, and they're just digging. Both men digging. They digging at the same speed. They digging at the same pace. One man, like both of them, they going through challenges. They hitting rock pockets. They hitting roots. They got boulders falling on them from the hole above them. They got collapsing dirt around them. They can't breathe. The density in the air is changing. They struggling to find that goal. But one man says, "I'm tired. I don't think there ain't no gold down here. I ain't. I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go back." The other dude decides. He just says, "One more foot. One more foot. One more foot." 3 feet later, he hit gold. So you got to think about it. Like, yo, how long are you going to go before you turn around, or how long you gonna go before you reach your destination? Like, because either way, you don't know where it is, but you know that as if you turn back around, then you're a lot further away from your goal than you started off in the beginning. Because at first, at least you had the goal. Now you ain't got the goal no more. Now you got to go waste time and waste unnecessary energy to switch your whole game up, and you ain't got time for that.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That just brought me all back to keep running east.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so simple, but like it's like you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people they don't really invest in themselves that much to have faith in themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of times it'll just be like because like you said, there's no greater enemy than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And we get into that headspace where we're constantly ragging on ourselves, and it's just like, when do we trust ourselves enough to believe that we can just conquer anything?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of time what plays into that is, self-reflection, motivating ourselves, and like you said, affirmations go a long way. Your prime example of that, like, I've never seen you kind of like falter from those affirmations on the wall. Like, I don't know all of what you go through, but it's that energy within that kind of pushes people forward.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't trust that or manifest that or grow that to get to the point where they want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I take it back to the fact that at the beginning, bro, like I kept looking for outside validation.
Ooh.
And with the problem that grew out of me looking for the outside validation is that at the beginning you'll never get that outside validation. At the beginning you're on your own. At the beginning it's just you and the goal. It's just you and the vision. So you gotta work on that and craft that. You ain't gonna not right off bat you're gonna get everybody involved with the vision right from the beginning, because people don't know anything about what you're trying to do. Only you know about what you're trying to do. And I kept looking for this outside validation. I kept looking for this like I was like codependent almost. Like I grew up, and I told the story before. I grew up in a pretty much a loveless household. So because I grew up in a loveless household, I grew up to seek. I grew up craving this affection. I grew up craving that touch, that embrace from and I never got it. So it led me into situations where I was continuously trying to suck that up from the rest of the world instead of trying to realize what was going on within me. And this created a situation where I couldn't focus on nothing that I was doing, because I was so focused on what everybody else was doing and what everybody else was giving me. So you can't possibly work on what you got going on if you constantly trying to appease everybody around you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't possibly succeed in your own reality if you're worrying about somebody else's reality, or
Right.
if you're worrying about somebody else's perception of what your reality is.
Like you said, when you start out, most of the time, like really most of the time, you actually get the opposite of validation.
Oh yeah.
You'll get
Yeah.
any and everybody telling you, "Oh, why are you trying to do that?" Or you are you sure you want to be doing that? And all this other stuff, and it's just like block those people out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't have that circle around you that wants to see you do great things, push you to do great things, is why listen to anything else? If you believe it, why listen to anything else?
Yeah.
A lot of times, yeah, we all do get like codependent on other people. We just need that one person, or we look for that one person to just be like, man, you got this, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
really, sometimes all it takes is one person, and it's so sad that you can go through about like 100 people, and maybe literally just one person would be like, yo, I believe you could do that, like, and then they actually go out and do that, and they blow up, they go viral, they make this, this great invention, or
Yep.
this great game. Prime example is what I think Square Enix. They were on their last leg. They were about to go bankrupt.
Bro,
They could have,
that was a crazy story, bro. That
right?
was a
Like they
crazy
could have
story.
pulled out. They could have stopped. But they was like, yo, we're going to make this one game. We don't, we just going to make it. We're going to
Hey,
put our
one
all in
final
it.
shot, man. One final shot. It was like, let's do it. One final shot, man. Like, yo, this is all we got left. It's all we got. Like, if this don't succeed, bro, we gave it a good run. We gave it a good run.
Facts.
It's our call, man. It's our curtain about to close on us, man. So let's go ahead and just do this last one, bro. It was the most successful one they did. They ain't did one. They ain't did a more successful one since.
Hey, but they still going 16, 17 games later.
Yeah, man. That was what, 2007? 2007,
so.
man. Yeah, man. 13 years ago, man. 14 years, almost 14 years ago. It was summer 2007, bro. Yeah, man. I just realized that we probably need to do a little bit better on picking our topic for the week and actually going over the topic, and because I thought you were going into a direction that was that was like completely different than where I wanted to take this episode, because y'all know we don't really me and Mark kind of work satellite, and it's like a divide and conquer kind of situation, bring everything back to the table, the Godfathers, right? But you just said something about the circle, having like the people around you, man, and that's exactly what I wanted to go into on this episode, man, because and we can kind of mix the two together, man, because like they kind of go hand in hand, right? You can't, like, it's hard to focus on, it's hard to have that belief or that drive to continue moving if the people around you if they not conducive to that environment, man. Like, if you ain't got the people around you that fit into that mold, that helps you move forward, bro, it's not gonna work, because you got people like you're it's a conflict of interest, right? It's like how you can't work for Target and Walmart at the same time. Like, yo, that just don't fly, because we got these values over here that they don't got over there, or they got the values and they took the values from us. So you got both of them, and you like crossing the secrets together, bro. Like, it don't work for nobody. So we gotta fire you. Like, yo, you either gonna have to quit there, or you gonna have to stay here. You gonna quit there, or you gonna have to go over there, and you can't work here ever again. But it's the same thing for having the people around you, man. Like, yo, for real. Like, the people around you can be the nicest in the world, bro. Like, y'all don't think people understand this. They can be the nicest people in the world, but if they commit to actions that contradict your goal, then they need to get cut, bro. Like, cut, flat, dry, done, go. Like, they need to go. They need to get cut. Like, yo, like, for real. Like, I don't think people understand this. Like, yo, you sit up here wasting time and wasting energy on beings, individuals that I'm not going to say they don't care about your mission, they don't care about your goal. They just care about themselves a little bit more than they care about yours. So they can be the nice people, and they can have the good intentions for you, but at the same time, they like, for the most part, like, I see people they'll have friends who just suck them dry for everything that they got. Everything that they got. I mean, suck them absolutely dry, but they nice to them. This friend, they suck, they taking from you. They constantly take, but they give back on the emotional standpoint. They give back on the emotional standpoint, and it's almost like positive manipulation, if you will. And it don't make no sense when it's happening to you, but a person can see it clearly from the outside. They're like, yo, like, why are you doing that? Like, but because this is my friend. Like, yo, but that they harming you right now. They taking everything that you got. You got to try to fix yourself on the back end just to bring yourself back up, just for them to turn around and do it again. And what are you doing? That means that y'all are literally toxic to one another, because they codependent on you and you codependent on them, and both of y'all in the same doggone cycle, and y'all can't move forward. Ooh. So the reason I brought this up, right? Because I was thinking, and somebody asked me, like, so they said something about being friends, and I'm like, yo, I don't really keep many friends in my circle. And they're like, what? But you need friends, though. I'm like, no, you need friends. I'm good on that. Like, I got family, and then I have relatives. I don't necessarily need friends. Marcus, family. Herb, family. Got Alex, family. Right? Like, I don't need friends. Like, yo, like, for real, like, that whole friendship stuff, like, yo, I don't need that. Like, yo, like, I got people that I'm cool with, and then I got the relatives, and then I have family. And relatives, I promise you, they fall short. They fall very, very low on that list of connections, because your relatives ain't going to always be your family. And I think we talked about that on episode 27. I think we discussed that. That was way back in the day at this point. Way back in the day. But the people around you, man, like, yo, like, for real, they gotta be like, yo, like, for real, like, if you got a goal, man, and the people around you are taken away from that goal, man, you gotta ask yourself, like, yo, is this right? And you probably know the answer to it, but you got to ask yourself, is it, like, you got to be real with yourself. You got to be honest, man. I got a boss of false, though. Like, and yo, for real. I got a boss of false, yo.
Give it to me.
Hey, I don't know if my man listened to the podcast, man. Like, yo, for real. Like, and I was thinking about this, like, and I'm grateful that it happened the way it did, because my life turned out better than I could have possibly imagined, because it happened. But I had a friend one time, right? Like, and I'm still cool with this guy. Like, we are real cool. We go way back, and he was friends with me during the time I was with my ex, and he met her, and we all went on double dates or whatnot, and like, this was my boy. Like, I mean, like blood brother kind of situation. Like, I ain't talking about like actual blood brothers, but, you know, like, he was almost on that bond. And I found out, like, after I left my ex-wife, that this dude had known about her infidelities for almost 2 years.
Gotcha.
He knew about it for almost 2 years, bro. Is that a boss or a false move? Let me get your opinion on it, Mark, because I'm curious, and like, if anybody listening to that, like, yo, like, if you were in a situation, you knew your boy's girl, she wasn't doing right. Your man's wife, she ain't doing right. She out here cheating. She out here flirting with other dudes. You catch her riding with other dudes and like at other dudes' houses or whatnot. Like, you know it. Like, yo, do you say something or do you not? Is it a boss or a false move to just keep that to yourself?
I'd say it's a false move to keep it to yourself, cause but it really depends on the type of person you are. Cause I remember you telling that story, and it was like, you know, he had that situation before, and like, it kind of ruined the relationship because the other dude won't really. But then that goes into, you know, it wasn't his fault. At least he was honest.
Yeah.
I had that situation before, and you know, my group of friends, they was like, they had the information, and they told me, and I was like, yo, I'm about to tell them. They was like, nah, we don't want to start nothing, this, that, and third. And I'm like, I mean, that's cool and all, but I'm still about to tell them.
I'm gonna tell them. That's cool, but I'm gonna tell them.
So I mean, yeah, you know, I had to deal with the repercussions after, you know, I told them whatever. It won't nothing about like, you know, we got in a fight and nothing like that. But I mean, if it ever came to that,
you probably upset.
Yeah. And I'm the type of person like if we gotta tussle it out, we gotta fight it out. I mean, cool.
But you still gotta deal with the problem.
Like we put,
you still gotta deal
hands.
With that.
Like if the situation called for it, if depending on how the situation is, you know, I'd probably let you win, or I'd probably, you know, whoever wins. We can go after drinks afterwards. I'd pay for them. Like I don't, like if we have to, you know, if you feel insulted and, you know, if I disrespected you in any type of way, you know, cool, you feel that way, but, you know, I'm still gonna be honest and be like, hey, yo, she out here doing dirt, bro. Like you need to either confront her, you need to, you know, do what you have to do. Don't put your hands on them because, you know, we go to jail for that.
Yeah.
You know, quick, fast, and hurry. Yeah. We don't need those problems.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Bro, like I have to agree with you, man. Like I don't like for real. Like I'm still cool with my man, and it's because like he's real on different levels, just not there. Like like he withheld that information because he said that he had negative experiences with that, and I get it. But at the same time, it's like, yo, I'm the type of person where I'm like, yo, iron sharp as iron. Bro, let's go. Iron sharp as iron. Like pressure is what makes us thrive, right? Pressure is what make grown men turn into diamonds. And when he told me, I couldn't be mad at him. I was like, I was confused. I was like, yo, like, so you allowed that? Like you watched that? You watched me swoon over this girl, and knowing that her lips has been in other places. And I'm like, yo, like how you just let me look like an ass like that in public? Like, yo, like there are other people who knew this too, and nobody said anything. And I'm like, I don't know who's who right now. So thanks. I mean, me personally, dog, like I'm like, yo, for real, like I can't allow you to be like half-ass around me, dog. Like if it needs to be said, it needs to be said. And right. Like if you get offended that I told you the truth, and I told you about yourself, or I made you confront your demons, and you get upset with me to the point where we gotta tussle it out or fight about it or whatnot. Like, yo, I ain't got time for that. Deuces, bro. I'm out. Like for real. Like I ain't got time for that, bro. Like, yo, because if you're not mature enough to receive the information and grow from it, like, bro, I don't even want you in my circle anyway. Thanks. So the issue that I have with it is like it's not that he kept it to himself, bro. Like he could, like, bro, like for real, like he could have told me in numerous different ways that had nothing to do with it coming from his lips, bro. He could have sent the PI out and had the dude from Cheaters just follow this broad to like down like that. I don't like, yo, he could have did anything, right? Like he didn't. It's not the fact that he didn't tell me, bro. It's the fact that he robbed me of the time to grow from it. Thanks. It's the fact that I had somebody in my circle who was okay, who was perfectly fine because of their own beliefs of what could go wrong in the situation of them exposing that situation. That they felt vulnerable there, so they allowed me to suffer in my own reality.
Thanks.
So, oh man, look,
that is crazy.
Oh man, look. All right, so all right, and I'm gonna take it off my own situation right quick, right? and I wanna kind of dive into it a little bit. And allow me to get my thoughts together, Mark. But you like you was about to say something about it, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk and talk on that. I'm gonna take
Man,
a sip of this water.
it's because I've also been on the receiving end of that situation where certain homeboy knew some stuff and ain't tell me about a female I was pursuing, and it's crazy because I still ain't even hear it from him. I had to hear it from a other homeboy that was just in his presence, and certain female had called him, and other homeboy was just there listening, and he was like, that don't sound like our boy. Like I think we should. I think he would be fine if he knew that she wasn't interested and whatnot. And I didn't hear about it until said female, actually got into another relationship, and I was like, okay, I was still trying to pursue this woman at the time. I wasn't mad that she got in another relationship, but when it finally came out and the other homeboy told me, I was like, I'm not mad that you're in a relationship because I confronted her. I'm not mad you're in a relationship, but I just found it real disrespectful that you couldn't be honest with me. And I gave you numerous of times, and I was like, hey, I feel, certain type of way about you. If you don't, that's okay. Let me know. So I'm not chasing this pipe dream, this fantasy or whatever. And she's just like feeding into it. It's like, no, it's not that, and it's that and third, but it was that. And I'm just like, I gave you ample enough times. I didn't make any awkward situations where you had to felt like you couldn't be honest with me, and it was just like,
and I want to clean this up a little bit. I want to clean this up a little bit because, like, I don't want people to just think that we talking about relationships. Because there's somebody out here who's single who heard that just now, who heard this entire conversation. They like, oh yeah, this don't apply to me, right? There's somebody, for real, like, yo, y'all gotta understand. This ain't about relationships. This is about the people that you keep in your company, right? This is about the friends that you have. This is about the family that you have. This is about the company you keep, right? This is about all of that. I want you to take an objective look and you just think like, yo, how many people am I around on a daily and a consistent basis that never gives me constructive criticism? You gotta think about that. How many people am I around on a daily basis who never give me constructive criticism? Because if you gotta think about it, if I'm around you 24/7, right? We together day in and day out, and you never got a single avenue that I can grow in that you think you can give me some advice in. And it's not like I'm just like telling you to just every time you see your homeboy, like, yo, your outfit suck, yo, them shoes don't go with that shirt, like you need to take that shit off, you look crazy, right? Go change. Like, I ain't talking about like nothing on no trivial level like that. Like, yo, like, for real, you got friends that you go to work with every single day. Y'all sit on the job and complain about the job. Y'all clock out from the job, stand in the parking lot and complain about the job. Y'all go home and call each other and go out on your days off and complain about the job. Yet,
come on.
Hold up. Yet, neither one of y'all has ever looked the other one in the face and said, yo, we are better than this. What the fuck are we doing? Ain't neither one of y'all ever said that. So how many people do you got around you that prevents you from being your best self? And I want you to really ask yourself that question. Because if the answer is more than one, if the answer is more than zero, then you probably need to reevaluate your whole entire situation. And that's a hard pill to swallow, man. Because not a lot of people are gonna be willing to just cut off their relatives, right? Like, not a lot of people just gonna be like, yo, but I've been friends with this person for X amount of years. Like, yo, I'm not about to sit up here and cut this person off because Aaron Mack said that you should cut him off. Like, no, it ain't how that works. But what I do encourage you do, I encourage you to hold those people at a distance. I encourage you to tell those people, like, look, I know that you want to be here, but I want to be here. I want to grow above the situation that I'm currently in. I aspire to be better than where I am. So if you can't support that, then I'm gonna need you to keep your distance. I'll come find you whenever I got opportunity to rap with you. But right now, I just got too much going on, and I can't involve myself with complaining about the job every 30 seconds. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. Like, we sat up here in the podcast studio last week, and all of us were having a conversation about the job, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like, fellas, I'm gonna need us to bring it right back to business right quick, dog. Cause like, yo, we are doing way too much, and like the conversation sucked up like 45 minutes at a time, bro. And I was like, how did that even happen? Where did the time even go, and how are we okay with it? Like, and yo, like if you ain't got people around you that bring you back to reality and help you understand that you are hiding away from a truth, I'm gonna bring it right back to you, like square in your face. Like, yo, you are not where you said that you wanted to be. You got people out here that you call your best friend. Yet you can make a goal, you can start the goal, you can quit the goal, and they don't even make you feel bad about it. They don't even make you feel bad about it. They don't even care. And it's not that they don't care because they don't care about you. They don't care because they don't care about being better. They are most people are where they are. Most people are where they're going to be. And I can't come out of the blue and just make the decision for somebody and say, all right, look, you gonna grow. Today is the last day that you be mediocre. I am going to make you a superstar. Get your ass off the couch and stop watching Netflix.
Facts.
You've been in the house for 7 hours watching Netflix. Get your ass off the couch.
Man, that's a terrible feeling for me. Like I can't sit there and just watch the same thing on Netflix. Like for I could do it for a good couple hours, but like a whole 7 hours, like the day is like you done seen the sun up and then it's dark outside once you finish the show, and it's just like,
bro, 2 hours of watching Netflix and it asks you still watching. 2 hours, bro. That's all it takes. 2 hours of Netflix. Like, yo, you good? You there? You there? All right, you got 45 seconds to answer this question. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this joint off. Like, for real, Netflix gonna keep you in check. Netflix, in fact, Netflix and Hulu keeping people in check more than their friends keeping them in check, bro.
Facts. Like, they don't even say nothing bad about it, but I believe they should. It would be,
bro, like for real.
Nintendo does that though. Nintendo, yeah. I think the Wii used to do it. It would be like, hey, you've been playing for a little bit too long. Take a break. Like, go outside, do something. Yeah, because I think we had the Wii Fit board, and I think that game will tell you, and certain other games will tell you, like, don't be out here playing the game for like hours. You know, take a break, go outside, do something, anything but what you're doing right now.
That's crazy because the Wii balance board was a physical joint like that. Like, it made you get up and move.
But it's just it's interesting that the circle you keep around you is very powerful. Like you said, if you're not giving constructive criticism to like your friend, your buddy, your best friend, whoever you want to call them, what are you doing? What does that say about you and your life? Like, I know it's tough sometimes. I know Herb probably thought, the information she was given probably was like, hey, this could be, kind of shitting on his dreams. I mean, it did hurt because I did want to create something in like 2 months. I did think it was easy, but knowing that it wasn't, it did put a damper on things. It got me down a little bit, but then I was like, but knowing this now, instead of down the line, I still want to do it. I still want to, things that are challenging is interesting to me. So I don't know about anybody else, but like,
challenges hit people different. Like everybody. I'm the type of person. I'm like, challenge accepted. Alyssa, she's the type of person, she's like, no, I just want everything to be easy going. I want everything to be guaranteed. And I'm like, life ain't guaranteed. Challenge accepted. Look, I'm like the challenge, the old challenger accepted screen from Super Smash Brothers. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Like, yeah, I'm that type of person, man. But you know, some people they don't feel the same, and I get that. But those people especially need people around them that are going to push them to do better, because those people can get so wrapped up in the easy, the normal, the comfortable, like real fast, because they don't like adversity. They don't accept the failure for growth as what it is. They don't look at things like that. So if those people got people around them that don't push them to do much or push them to move forward, they are the ones that are in trouble the most. And that's mostly your women. That's mostly your introverts. I used to consider myself an introvert, and I fell in that same boat, and I kept people around me that only let me be what they needed me to be in their group. So it wasn't until I looked at the circle that I kept, the people that I kept around me, that I was like, yo, I'm more than what they say that I need to be. Like, and you notice this, like when you have like you got a friend that is like the manipulator. They emotionally manipulate you into doing the things that like they try to guilt trip you into doing things for them.
Yeah.
Like you had those type of people, and like this ain't about the narcissism thing, because we can go there if we wanted to, but you know that'll be a whole different episode in of itself. But this is about like for you to acknowledge the fact that nobody around you is allowing you to be your best self. That's what this is all about. This is not about having people around like, all right, so let me find some people that complain a lot and just hang around them. They bound to tell me. They bound to tell me about myself, right? No, they just complain a lot. Like, no, that's not what this is about. This is about the people who are going to be in your circle that's going to push you to do greater things. So if I'm in a group where if I got a bunch of people in Ascension Media who never says, hey, yo, Matt, you said you was going to finish this book. Where's that? If Alyssa then get on my head about making my writing goals, when I said I was gonna make my writing goals, she's like, and she ain't aggressive with it at all. She just the type of person that just make you feel bad about yourself. She's like, well, you did say you were gonna do this and you didn't do it, so I don't know. I don't know. You said you were gonna do it. I like, yo, for real. Like, if you don't have people like that around you, like, and I love it, bro. Like I said, challenge accepted, bro. Challenge accepted. If I said I was gonna do it, 9 times out of 10, I expect the people around me to hold me up to it. And I can't be mad if they hold me to what I said I was going to do. Right. That's what they're there for. This is the affirmation personified. That's affirmations personified, bro. Like, if I said I was going to do something and the people around me hold me to that standard, like, yo, like it's a winning team. This is a team effort. We in it together. We said, okay, we pulled together when Ascension LLC was created. We all pulled together. We said, okay, in a few years, this is what our goals are. This is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. We don't know how the hell we gonna make it happen. Only thing we know is that, yo, every single day that we get up, and we can talk more. There's always room for us to communicate a little bit more across the board. Yeah. But at the same time, we still push each other to move forward. Bro, you got people around you that's just pulling all y'all like Red Rover. Ain't nobody moving forward. Ain't nobody moving forward. Everybody just standing in a one straight line, sitting in the same exact spot in the same box, bro. Like, when we got together, when Ascension Media LLC was created back in 2020, during the pandemic, all of us was like, yo, our end game is that we want to be successful. Our end game is that we want to create something for the world that is going to sustain us. Our end game is that we're going to leave a legacy. Our end game is that we're going to get better with each passing day. Have you gotten better today? What did you do today? How much personal development did you spend that you do today? What did you do to grow? What did you do to grow? Like, yo, like, these are just simple questions that we ask each other every single day. Every single day I ask Alyssa, yo, how did you do personal development today? What did you do? What you work on? Is there anything I can help you with? Like, yo, like, okay, I think you could have been doing that a little bit better. You know, let's redo that. And she do the same thing to me. Like, yo, and I encourage that. I want that. I want people around me. I need people around me that are going to keep me accountable. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, if you can't keep me, if you are too afraid or too comfortable to keep me in check when I said I wanted to grow, wherever, let's mark this spot exactly where we are at this mile, this minute, this inch. This is where you're going to stay because I'm going that way.
Come on.
I'm going up and I'm gonna leave you behind. Like, yo, like, I don't have time. I don't have time to be where I am right now. I don't have time. Like, the only thing that's important is that I move forward. And the people around me have to be in a like, I can't be around stagnant people. I can't die right now. I'm 30 years old. I can't die right now. It's not an option. I have to move forward. It's not an option, bro. So you gotta get to a point where it's not optional for you. It's not even an option for you to have people around you that's going to keep you in the same spot. Because growth is the only thing that matters. Because if you don't grow, you're dying.
These are facts. So y'all heard it here, people. Aaron Mack and his tangent, his rant. Find that circle wherever it will be. There's many platforms, there's many outlets. There's the Dirty Trunk podcast, the Ascension Media
Dirty
Group.
Trunk podcast.
We're here. There's people out there that want to see you succeed, that are willing to give you those positive vibes, those positive energies, the insight of how to do what you're trying to do, the goal that you want. Because you are powerful beyond all means. You have the skills to do it. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Just believe in yourself and just move forward. Keep moving forward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, look, it's strange, man, because, like, I get so many people who say they, like, I don't know what kind of world this is. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, and we knew we got obscurity against us right now. Like, so people, there's not a lot of people who know about the Dirty Trump podcast. However, there's a lot more people than you would think knows about the Dirty Trump podcast. Like, for me to be walking about and people see me and ask me about the Dirty Trump podcast outside of, like, the people that we work with, that's weird to me. But
come on,
but it has happened a few times, and it's weird because I'm like, yo, people support the podcast, but they would much rather tell you that they support the podcast than to tell the world that they support the podcast. And it's the weirdest thing that I've ever heard. Because, like, yo, I'm like, I can't tell you the amount of times where somebody wanted to talk to me about the podcast, but didn't want to tell the algorithms that want to hear about this. I don't understand. Like, yo, like, for real. I appreciate you guys for listening to the Dirty Trump podcast. However, we do this podcast for free. We donate about 3 hours a week into the podcast and in total. And that is included the things that, like, that's not including the things that we do outside the podcast that provides the content for the Dirty Trump podcast. So I would like to ask you that you guys, you froze up there a little bit, bro.
Yeah,
you back now, so I'm gonna ignore it. But
okay, all right. You did too, and I was like,
yeah. So I appreciate you guys for listening to the Dirty Trump podcast. But however, what I need you to do is, like, start sharing the content. Start giving us reviews if you're listening on Apple. Even if you're listening on Android, you can give reviews on Google, right? And you can, like, favorite them joints on Spotify or whatever. Like, whatever you can do. Like, I promise you, every little bit counts, man. Every little bit helps. Even the downloads, everything helps the algorithm see that the Dirty Trunk is a thing. Like, see that the Dirty Trunk is out here as a legitimate podcast. And we 76 episodes in, man. Like, this we ain't. Bro, I promise y'all don't understand what's about to come, man. Like for the people who listening, I promise you do not understand what is about to come, and I appreciate you guys for being the first people on the boat. However, I want to make sure that I know exactly who you are, so that we can take you with us as we go. So I don't want to forget about the people who helped us from the beginning. Is what I'm trying to say. So get out there, man. Share the content, man. Share the content on social media. Talk about it. Let's have a conversation about the stuff. We don't have a presence on social media like that because y'all don't necessarily give us the time of day to be even on social media thinking that y'all seeing this. So we just need you. We need your help, man. That's what I'm asking you for. And I know y'all. I know some of y'all who listening to this. That's the worst part about it. So as we have this conversation about the people that you keep in your circle, the ones that are going to help you grow and going to inspire growth, I promise you what we're talking about isn't for us. Because as we are saying it's something that we've already lived through. It's everybody else around us that needs the help. It's the people who are struggling to move forward, who can't figure their lives out, who need the help. And if you getting all the information and you ain't spreading the wealth of knowledge, then you are one of the people that we're talking about on this episode. I hate to say it, but I know you're better than that because you listen to this podcast, so share the information.
Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap it up, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy, Marcus Morton. Here with me is always the Aaron Mack. We're signing out, y'all.
All right, man. Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.